July had just started and we had these three brothers coming in the office. Mr. Anand, who was resident and ordinary resident, Mahesh, who was not ordinary resident, and Rajesh, who was a non-resident. So they were little confused about this Income Tax Act 1961 and Income Tax Act 2025. The reason was clear that they wanted to know who should disclose the foreign asset and who should not. Friends, with this, let us discuss about this disclosure of foreign assets in ITR, and I will share with you all the tips which I have told them as my clients. So let us start. Welcome to you all in the accounting school's new video, disclosure of foreign assets. This slides just elaborates the changes in residency test and the deemed residency, which we have seen in earlier videos. The deemed residency is as per section 6(1)(a) of Finance Act 2020, wherein the Indian citizen earning 15 lakh from Indian sources and not liable to tax in any other country would be deemed residents without even visiting India once. So coming back to our clients, Mr. Anand being resident and ordinary resident, it is a mandatory disclosure for him. So all individuals and HUFs classified as ROR has to disclose the foreign assets, even if there is no income generated, even if income is below exemption limit, even if the asset was acquired during the NRI era, or even he is a beneficial owner, or for ESOP RSU holders of foreign companies. Mr. Mahesh is exempt from foreign asset disclosure. However, there is a partial obligation that if he remits foreign source income to India, it must be reported in Schedule FSI. The RNOR status offers a valuable 3-year compliance buffer for returning NRIs to reorganize their overseas portfolios before the full ROR obligations come in. And Rajesh is fully exempt from Schedule FA. He would be taxed only on the income that accrues arises in India and received in India. He cannot use ITR 1. He must use ITR 2 for salary, capital gains, other income, and ITR 3 for business income. So the residents have to disclose foreign bank accounts, foreign shares, securities, overseas property details, foreign trust memberships, and even the financial interest in the foreign entities like ESOPs. So the non-compliance will invite the penalties definitely under Black Money Act 2015. However, with the ITA 2025 or finance bill, there is a new relief that if the aggregate value of non-movable foreign assets is less than 20 lakhs, then there is no penalty for non-disclosure. And one-time 6-month voluntary disclosure window is also introduced, and Finance Act 25 has also extended the window from 24 to 48 months with graduated additional tax, that is for the voluntary disclosure. So coming to the practical tips, salaried individuals holding foreign ESOPs, even if the shares are vested but not sold, Schedule FA disclosure is mandatory. For returning NRIs, typically 1 to 3 years post return, it provides a critical compliance buffer for them. And for high income NRIs and PIOs under ITA 25, NRIs with Indian income more than 15 lakhs who spend 120 or more days in India will be classified as RNOR regardless of the physical presence. And for all the resident taxpayers, the department's AI-driven analytics actually cross-references it with the FATCA and CR forms from 100 plus countries, and the non-disclosure is extremely a high risk. Income Tax Act 1961 has governed India's direct taxation for 6 decades, and with amendments and explanations, it had become little complex to understand. Foreign asset disclosure obligations were actually introduced formally in Assessment Year 1213, and it has become significantly more stringent with enactment of Black Money Act. So, to give you a gist, Income Tax Act 2025, the new regime, has not at all introduced any new act, or they have not imposed any new taxes for foreign asset disclosure. It had just consolidated and clarified the existing rules for the foreign asset disclosure. So friends, please go through this very carefully and let me also know in your office what is happening, or if you have come across any new type of assets for which the disclosures are required. So let us share the knowledge and go ahead forward. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.